This video goes over how narcissists freak out and react when they feel like they are losing power and control over supply. Number 1, well, of course, new supply. If a narcissist feels like maybe you have one foot out the door, maybe you are talking about needing a break or just some space without them in it, whatever the case may be, a narcissist might let the fear get the best of them that they are going to be dumped, and then they run out and get a new supply source. Along the same lines, they might have a supply source that they're grooming, but they go ahead, they pull that source in, and very quickly discard you out of fear that you might be leaving. And of course, they have to do everything first. They have to be right. They have to win. We all know the drill. If they want to play a bigger mental mind game with you, they might just simply tell you that they're flirting with people or talking to other people. They might try to spark jealousy, triangulate, but we'll get to that here in a minute or so. Number 2, fear. This is a big part of what a narcissist is all about. The possibility of being alone, dying alone, losing control, and like many, many other things all hit this little nervous, sad part of a narcissist. They usually respond by their own fear, using scare tactics, threats, and being passive-aggressive towards other people. These fear-based responses are more common in a covert narcissist, and we will go over what a more overt or malignant narcissist is more likely to do here in just a minute. Number 3, love bombing. This might sound pretty weird, but a narcissist can attempt to love bomb a person in the face of losing them as a source of supply. Being angry and using fear and all that stuff, those are pretty common, but there are narcissists who take the approach of you can get more flies with honey. And a narcissist can even carry out a grand gesture if they think they're going to lose a supply source. Things like proposing, making promises to go to therapy. Hell, maybe they even go to a session or two. They say something about moving in together. There can be a lot of future faking and love bombing tricks that a narc will use if they feel like that control is slipping and they need to regain the power. Number 4, narcissistic rage. When a narcissist experiences any kind of disappointment or setback, they fly into a narcissistic rage. Losing control is definitely going to make a narc intensely angry. And of course, just a moment ago, I touched on this very briefly when I talked about fear. But the more overt, malignant way that some narcs handle control loss is, of course, yelling, screaming, destruction of property, threats, and other really aggressive and still sometimes passive-aggressive behaviors that will really keep the supply sources in line and allow that narcissist to take back the control for fear of incredibly negative consequences. Number 5, playing a mind game or two. If a narcissist finds that things aren't going well, they can tap into a variety of different games they have and decide to play a few with you. All of this is a game, of course, to a narcissist, the whole relationship. And when they find themselves losing at this game, what you will find is the rules very quickly change. They can begin to gaslight you or gaslight you more heavily, depending on what's happening. The narcissist will very strongly try to convince you that their narrative is the only narrative. Triangulation is another common, very fun game that narcs like to play. And again, I talked about this when I talked about love bombing. You might find yourself pitted against another person. This could spark things like jealousy, insecurities, and before you know it, when the narc feels like they're losing control, you might find yourself feeling like you need to work harder to keep this person. Again, a lot of intense feelings of inadequacy and jealousy. Those are just a couple of the games they can play if they feel like they need to get you back in their good graces. To chat with me one-on-one, you can text, email, or visit my website. Check the description for more details. Number 6, the sob stories. Pity is a big play that narcs use when they feel like things aren't going their way and they need to settle up that score a little bit. And pity can be laced in with guilt as a web is spun around you to keep you in complete control. And before you blink, you just simply trying to have a conversation where you break up and take some space from a narcissist becomes this: Fine. No, you know what? Just leave. Everyone leaves me. Nobody gives you a chance. I'm judged for all this stuff, and I didn't even do it. It's not even my fault. You don't do anything. You don't pay attention to me. You don't this, that, and everything else. This makes me feel really, really bad. Here you are. You're just going to quit and walk away. I really thought better of you. You know everything I've been through. I told you that, all this horrible stuff happened to me, and now you're just being so cruel and so heartless. You're not even giving me a chance here. You couldn't be more unfair right now. Number 7, stonewalling. Stonewalling is just the act of flat out delaying or just denying a person's wants or requests. You may have experienced this in your own relationship or friendship. Have you asked for your stuff back and they take forever? And even then you don't get everything and you got to ask again. Or have you told them that it's time for them to take their things and move out and they go, but box by box, agonizing piece by agonizing piece, and they just never get the hell out? Well, while they're stonewalling and stalling things, they're also more than likely trying to intimidate, scare, or love bomb you into them having the control back. They're moving very, very slowly while they're trying to get you to change your mind and change your attitude and have things go back to the way they were before. Stonewalling is classically narcissistic because it's just flat out refusing someone's needs, wants, or requests while, of course, prioritizing their very own. Number 8, stalking. Stalking is an obvious power move, and it's not only done to try to gain as much information about you as possible, but to make you feel as upset, paranoid, and scared as possible. This is done to remind you who is really in control. You might be stalked by a narcissist as they try to reach out to you to get you to take them back. And once you maybe agree to that, the stalking might end, but still, they're going to try to get information in any way, shape, or form that they can. It's never really over with someone like a narcissist who needs so much power and control. They might even do things like go through all your stuff, your car, your phone. These are little information hogs. The more they feel they know, again, it all goes back to how powerful they feel. And they really do enjoy that feeling. That little fragile ego really loves the feeling of being all-knowing, all-seeing, and all-powerful. So let me know down in the comments other ways that narcs react when they feel like they are losing control over a situation. And what exactly do they do to try to get it back? If you found this video helpful or interesting, I invite you to subscribe for more videos and stay connected to this amazing community. Also, subscribing is free. If you would like to support my efforts further, you can become a channel member for $1 a month. You can click the join button just below the video if you would like to help, and I thank you for the consideration. Also, of course, thank you for listening and all of your continued support to help me reach all the goals that I've already been able to surpass. Have a great day, survivor, and take care of yourself.